Right, so we're going to talk about the concept of saving money in the first place. So this is where everybody goes wrong. So this is just any amount of money over here, right? So you can go 10K, 25, 50, 100, 250, 500, right? So this is what happens. This is basically how most people operate. So and this flat line is broke. So what they do is they get some money, they spend it, return to broke. Get money, spend it, return to broke. Some people have good years, then they return to broke, right? And they just live in their life, return to broke, return to broke, return to broke, right? This is how most people live. Everything is returning to zero, returning to zero, returning to zero. Now, some people even live like this, where they can make a bunch of money, but over a long enough time, they'll eventually return to zero, or you can go past zero. So how do you go past zero? Obviously, you borrow money, right? So this is basically how I want you to think about it. Okay, so instead of the return to zero method, this is how you build a nest egg for yourself, right? So you get some money and then you put away some. So you never return all the way back to zero, right? You put some away. Then you get some money and then you put some away, right? And notice every time it's a little bit higher. Then you get some more money, then you put some away. So you're building this buffer here, right? And then you get some more money, put some away, right? Get some money, maybe something happens where you come down here, right? So you have to kind of dip into your savings or whatnot, and then you get some money, and then you have you come up here, and then, so this could be saving or investing, but for the sake of this video, we're talking about saving money, but specifically saving the money in Bitcoin. And then what you do is you have a really good month or a really good year, and then you come all the way up here. So a portion of everything that you make is yours to keep. So you have to create this buffer that prevents you from being broke, right? So as you let this play out and you're building up this nest egg right? As you let this play out, what eventually happens, especially when you're saving in Bitcoin, is this solid line is your labor, right? So what ends up happening is this money right here is the money that you have saved. This is the money you have saved, right? This money itself starts growing as well, right? So when I show you my Swan account and you see $2,000 goes to $10,000, that's the savings itself growing, right? So your savings is growing and you have your active income, which you're working for. Okay, so then when it's time to spend and pay bills, and then you stop here, right? And then this kind of just stops over here, right? And then this keeps going, right? Bitcoin goes sideways, goes up, goes down, goes sideways, goes up, goes down, but overall it's going up, right? So you have this thing right here playing out, which is your savings account growing. So as you do this, you make some money, but you need to save some, especially in Bitcoin. Okay, now Bitcoin's at a lower price. You make some money, you save some in Bitcoin. Boom. Make some money, you save some in Bitcoin. And this second line, this is your savings account growing. So you do this year over year, month over month, and look what's happening. You're creating this buffer where you stop going back to zero, you stop returning to broke. So in the first example where everyone is up and then right back to zero, people are very comfortable with that. So they'll say, hey, I'm broke. What does broke mean? That means they're here. But if you live this way, you pay your bills and then you know you're going to save 30% of your income. If I tell my friends or my family, like, yo, I got to chill, I can't do nothing this weekend, I can't travel, I can't do this, I'm broke. It doesn't mean I'm broke here. It means I'm broke here because this saving money is my obligation. I have the obligation to myself, to my goals, and to my family, right? You have to put your money away. Now, when you're putting your money away into an asset like Bitcoin that's growing, what happens is you have money from way back here that's growing. So as you do your active income thing, you have your savings account that's growing. You know how much easier life would be if your savings account is growing as you keep making money and putting away, keep making money, putting away. That's the whole concept. We're going to avoid returning back to zero, and we're going to save our money in Bitcoin.